Have you ever noticed that the harder you chase someone, the further they seem to drift away? It's one of life's frustrating paradoxes. The more you invest your attention, the more you hope they'll notice you. The more you feel like your world revolves around them, the less control you seem to have. And yet, when you step back, when you detach, a strange thing happens. They notice you. They start to wonder. They start to feel the absence. And suddenly, the chase is reversed. This is not manipulation. It's not a trick or a game. It's a principle rooted deeply in Stoicism. You cannot control others, only yourself. You cannot force someone to value you, but you can cultivate a presence so strong, so composed, that it draws attention naturally. When you detach, you stop giving energy to what you cannot control. You stop pleading for validation. You stop letting their choices dictate your emotions. And in doing so, you gain something far more powerful: freedom. Detachment is not about ignoring them or pretending you don't care. It's about inner mastery. It's about prioritizing your peace above the chaos of uncertainty. It's about living according to your values, focusing on your purpose, and cultivating your own happiness independent of anyone else. And the remarkable effect: people who may have seemed distant or even moved on suddenly notice a shift. That absence, that calm self-possession, triggers a sense of curiosity and attraction that is far stronger than anything desperate pursuit could create. Imagine she has moved on, or at least you believe she has. You send fewer messages. You stop checking her social media obsessively. You invest your energy into yourself instead of the outcome. She begins to notice the space you've left. She notices the quiet confidence you display, and what she once overlooked, the fact that you are someone grounded, someone who is not easily shaken, becomes magnetic. She starts asking herself, why isn't he chasing? Why doesn't he need me like everyone else? That's when the real attraction begins. The Stoics teach that desire is rooted in perception. When you are consumed by need, your value diminishes in the eyes of others. When you are detached, you signal independence and self-respect. Detachment is not the absence of emotion. It is the mastery of it. It is the ability to remain centered, even when the world around you is pulling at your attention. And paradoxically, it is precisely this calm, unshakable presence that compels them to reconsider what they've left behind. Detachment also forces a shift in perspective. Instead of measuring your worth by their attention, you measure it by your actions, your discipline, your growth. You stop seeking validation, and in doing so, you start radiating authenticity. People are drawn to authenticity. They are drawn to the energy of someone who does not depend on them for their happiness. And that energy cannot be ignored. It has a gravitational pull of its own. Detachment isn't a passive act. It's an active strategy rooted in self-mastery. It begins with awareness, recognizing that your peace is your priority. When she ignores you or moves on, your instinct might be to chase, to message, to convince her of your worth. But Stoicism teaches that reacting impulsively only surrenders your power. Instead, pause, breathe. Remind yourself that her actions are outside your control. Your responsibility is your own composure. Next comes focus. Redirect your energy from the uncertainty of her attention to the certainty of your growth. Pick up a skill, train your body, refine your mind, or immerse yourself in a passion project. Every step you take toward improvement not only enhances your life, but amplifies your value in ways that words cannot. While others are chasing, you are becoming. And there's a subtle, irresistible force in a person who is fully engaged with their purpose. Then practice the art of calm presence. When you do interact, whether in messages or in person, your tone, your energy, your choice of words communicates confidence, not need. You respond selectively, thoughtfully, and without urgency. You are not cold, you are composed. You are not indifferent, you are grounded. This is the moment she begins to feel the pull, not because of pressure or persuasion, but because your detachment creates space for desire to awaken. Stoicism also teaches a paradoxical truth. The more you detach, the more control you actually have. By releasing the need for her approval, you reclaim your freedom. You are no longer trapped in the cycle of anxiety and hope, and freedom is magnetic. People are drawn to those who move through the world unburdened, those whose attention is earned, not demanded. When she senses that you are not dependent on her for your happiness, she begins to see you as rare, as valuable, as someone worth returning to. Finally, remember the power of time. Detachment works subtly, quietly, and with patience. You are not forcing an outcome, you're allowing natural attraction to unfold. The moment she notices your absence, she begins to evaluate what she may have taken for granted. And when she does come back, it is not because you chased. She comes because she recognizes the unique presence you offer, a presence built from discipline, self-respect, and inner calm. In the end, detachment is not about making her chase. It's about becoming a man whose life is so full, so grounded, and so unshakable that being without you feels like a loss she cannot ignore. And when you live this way, Stoicism guarantees one truth: your value is never in her hands. It has always been in yours. Ultimately, detachment is the gateway to true attraction. It's not about manipulation, tricks, or forcing someone to come back. It's about mastering yourself, valuing your own peace, and living a life so full and so purposeful that your presence naturally becomes magnetic. When you stop clinging, stop reacting, and stop giving your power away, you create a space where desire grows, not because you demand it, but because your independence commands it. Remember, she may have moved on, or you may feel like time has passed. But detachment works precisely because it shifts the dynamic. You no longer chase. You no longer plead. You focus on your growth, your discipline, and your purpose. And in doing so, you become the rare man who cannot be replaced, the man whose absence awakens curiosity, respect, and longing. Stoicism teaches that external events, including someone else's choices, are beyond your control. What is within your control is how you respond, how you live, and how you carry yourself. By detaching first, you reclaim that control. You live on your own terms. You build value that no one can take away. And when the time is right, when she notices the man you have become, she may very well chase you. Not because of need, but because of admiration. Not because of pressure, but because of respect. In a world full of fleeting attention and endless options, detachment is not withdrawal. It is power. It is the quiet force that makes her recognize what she has lost, what she has overlooked, and ultimately what she truly wants. Detach, focus on yourself, embody discipline, and let life and stoic wisdom do the rest. The chase begins not when you pursue, but when you rise above the chase entirely.